Crit and Miss Out of the Abyss is a Dungeons & Dragons actual play livestream and is recommended for mature audiences. It may contain coarse language, adult humour, descriptions of graphic violence, horror themes, supernatural themes, Aussie slang, and more fun stuff. Good evening, my name is Sven, and I'm going to be your DM for this evening. We are currently experiencing light tailwinds, and we'll be arriving at our destination at approximately 11:55 PM. The current weather at our destination is clear, with a chance of TPKs. Thank you for flying Crit Myth Airlines, and now if you could please direct your attention towards our lovely air hostesses for a brief safety presentation. Mark, over to you, buddy.
Thanks. So, if you would make sure that your tray tables are in the upright position as well as your seat backs, and we'll begin the demonstration. So first, you need to remember that your life jackets are under the seat, and if there's an emergency, you will need that if we need to disembark. But if there is an emergency, masks will drop from below. Be sure to attach your own mask from above. If you're, make sure to attach your own mask before trying to help anyone else, including small children, because it's much more important that you survive than the small children.
Please prepare for the appropriate brace position. Hands behind your head, knee down between your legs, and kiss your own ass goodbye.
And that's an appropriate place to start tonight's episode. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us for another episode of Out of the Abyss. Thank you for that safety presentation, Mark and Froth, my lovely air hostesses. Guys, how are we feeling about tonight's episode?
Awesome.
But also angry.
Nah, these mer people are going down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm angry at the mer people.
I played the 5th.
What are we angry about? Did I do?
They're hurting my
wrong?
friends.
I blame society.
Mer people are hurting my friends. I want them to die.
Oh my god. Is Patch having violent thoughts?
Might be.
Patch, my dude.
Ooh, pacifist. No longer.
Well, who knows? We'll have to see.
It was part of my goal of this campaign to try and really mess up your characters, and I don't mean to just kill them, but I really want to change their perspective, their outlook,
their headspace. Yeah.
Their headspace. I want to crawl on in there, and I think I've gotten that. You had something to say, Ali?
I was going to say we already suffered a loss last session.
You did.
Poor old Gadget.
You did. Poor
old
Gadget.
Please, you can rebuild it. Honestly,
yeah, and I wanted to talk about that. What does it take to rebuild a steel defender?
My smith's tools and a long rest.
Okay, well, it's not going to take much then. So I'm sure you'll get a long rest very, very soon. I'm sure that's.
Oh yeah, sure.
Going to happen.
Sure. Didn't we just have one?
Yeah.
I think most people have had a long rest.
It'll be another 5 or 6 sessions before we get another one.
Probably another entire season.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yikes.
I was
should have made a coffee lot.
This morning, when I was prepping for tonight's episode, we've been playing Out of the Abyss since March, and you guys are level 4. So if we stay on that track, next year you guys should be hitting level 8. So you got to be excited about that, right?
Oh my god!
We love a 3-year campaign.
Well, like I said,
this will be 4 at this rate.
At the end of the episode, I played the long game. But things should be speeding up. Now that we're doing episodes every week, as opposed to every fortnight. As you guys get more powerful, obviously, the less you have to deal with these smaller random encounters, and the more you'll be dealing with the bigger things, so to speak.
Whoop, whoop.
So, yeah.
That's not necessarily reassuring, Sven.
Well,
like trauma.
I'm not here to make you feel good. No,
Yeah,
we're here. I'm here to challenge you, and I feel
That's a pretty brutal random encounter.
Oh yeah.
Trauma.
Not
Bring
gonna
me
lie.
back, Limagoon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
No.
No, I forgot. I'm drowning from the mermaids. That's right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is one of those instances where I rolled a random encounter and I didn't like
people.
it, so I changed it maybe a little bit. I'll leave it up to you to think about how exactly I changed it. I'll leave that up to your imagination.
Let's let the dice decide our fates.
That's the way it should be.
No.
But
I don't wanna die.
We end tonight with a crab rave. Let's hope.
A crab rave. What's a crab
Yes.
rave? Is
Do
that
you
like
have
a
any
rave for
internet
crabs?
culture?
Crab.
I don't
Is
know
that
what a
like
crab
shrimp
rave
yeah,
raves?
Grace,
Look,
do you know
I'm
Is that
anything
like
at
a
all?
shrimp rave?
But
I know what
I've been on the internet since I was like 12, and I don't know what that is.
I know what a crab rave is, but just for everyone else, Alicia, what is it?
Is that like that TikTok page where the shrimps have a rave and they're like is that
no.
that one? Yeah.
Oh, no,
Okay,
yes, no, I've seen this.
Everyone who's watching, take like 10 seconds to go YouTube crab rave. I know you've all heard it.
I haven't heard it. I don't remember
After
the sound,
finishing
but yes.
watch, after you finish
Yeah,
watching this
after.
episode. After,
Okay.
not during.
This
No,
is
no.
mandatory viewing. This is
Yep.
mandatory viewing.
That's right. Thank you,
Like,
Grace.
you're welcome. That should have been pre-assigned. Since I'm dressed like a teacher, that should have been pre-reading. Y'all should have shown up with that stuff already pre-read.
What did you just say, y'all?
Yeah, y'all.
See?
Y'all should have just...
You are turning into a 18th
Yeah, I'll
century
come back now.
prospector.
Look, I have been told my fashion choices have been described as a substitute teacher who can't get the class to be quiet.
It's my favorite kind of substitute teacher.
That's how my fashion choice has been described. So, we're just gonna go with it.
Meanwhile, Sven's just called you Goody Proctor.
Oh, don't know who that is.
He asked me if I was a Mormon.
The Mormon, yeah. I'm getting real Mormon
Yeah.
vibes. Do you
Do you have a
believe
second to talk about our Lord and Savior?
there was
Then?
scripture written on a stone tablet that only one
Do you,
person
do
could see?
you, do you have a second
Next.
to talk about our Lord and Savior?
Stone tablet. I
I'm
thought they
gonna
were
come
like
back
fancy
every
plates.
week.
Oh, same
I'm
thing.
gonna come back every week, and I'm gonna knock on your door every week and ask you if you have a second to
Was
talk
there
about our Lord
was there
and
two
Savior.
types of stone tablets? Was there like a stone iPad and like a stone Android?
Why are you
That's
asking me?
kind
I
of,
practice
yes,
witchcraft. I'm like the furthest thing from Mormon.
Come
Like,
on,
I'm
Yeah,
fucking
so-
going hell.
So like the and this isn't to say I don't practice certain things either, but I do know things. Apparently there were two sets of plates. One was the first set to be translated, and when they asked him to read from the plates again, he brought out a new set because he couldn't read from the same ones again and say the same thing because he was making it up.
Dum 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 dum.
No, the first one was Apple.
Mr. Sandman,
Yeah, totally.
bring me
Anyway,
a dream.
moving. Well, I mean, staying on
Hello.
the subject of things that we just made up. Dungeons and Dragons, everybody. Who wants to play some D&D? Because we're starting
This is
tonight.
real.
We-
We're starting tonight's
should have a game.
episodes with a bit of a monologue. So I think we're just gonna have to dive straight into it.
Let's do
Get
it.
a coffee.
Who wants to do a substandard previously on recap?
I feel like it would only be appropriate that I did it.
All right, what do you got
Yeah.
for us? Recap. Over to you, Grace.
Okay, well, I will read off the subpar notes I've taken every week. So the party are attacked by the mer people, and the mer people, they attack first, and they attack Verena and pull her into the water. Oh god. Thrash swims down and manages to save Verena from the grapple of the mer person. Verena makes it to the edge of the ship, but fails to scale the side of the ship and is hit in the face with a beam, and it was fucking hilarious. Thrash swims Verena to, the island thing, and then Thrash dies. Nearly, maybe, perhaps.
What about
And that's
Ginger?
what I have.
What about
I
everybody
didn't
else?
take notes on anyone else.
These
This
notes
is
seem
all from
very
Thrash's
Thrash-centered.
perspective.
You
If
have-
they are, they're from Thrash's perspective.
Thrash has an exceptional eye for detail, doesn't she?
The Mer spellcaster creating multiple images of itself after being viciously attacked by Drunbalas's lightning. Come on.
Imagine
With a
taking
chromatic
time
orb.
to write all that shit down.
Yeah, you did. And Patches growing is just like increasingly more frustrated with these challenges that seem to keep coming up and nearly killing his new friends. So much so to the point that he even took a swing at one of these things with a mace, and like no one's ever seen Patch do anything like that before. Dove straight in the water after one of them that was trying to get away with Jim Jar, starts trying to blast it with magic, and frankly couldn't hit shit, but you know.
Dreamblast wouldn't know the difference. I mean, he's not fully aware of the whole pacifist history here in game. But what about that magic hand and throwing the rope out and giving you a mad lifeline?
Pretty cool.
And then the bloody where it was tied off to the boat, bloody breaks because someone rolled a nat one. It was a waste of a spell.
There's something about nat ones and ropes tied off on rickety pieces of wood in this campaign.
No, Sarathor wanted to die. I'm gonna be honest. He so wanted to. Like, he just wanted to go. Like, I think... I really do.
He'd finally seen a challenge that was worthy of his attention, a demon from another plane. The thing he was sent to destroy.
On a rope. He choked. Absolutely choked.
And our dear GM got like 4 nat 20s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, can you blame me? I'm not good at this game.
Yeah.
I was just thinking back to Sarathel and how he kicked the bucket, and you're right, you know, because he finally found something that was actually challenging. So is it really a coincidence that he happened to fall at that moment? He wasn't just like, you know, trying to hide the fact that he didn't want to have to deal with that problem, or no?
I guess we'll never know.
Oh,
can't ask him now.
Will we? Anyway,
what?
Shall we launch into this
monologue time?
Launch into this monologue. Get this out of the way so that we can get back to this combat and see who I get to kill tonight.
Take it away, man.
Coming after
someone.
Coming after you.
Nobody else.
Sons of bitches. I'm taking someone down with me tonight.
Only that more people are dying tonight.
All right.
Yeah.
So, we're not opening up where we left off on the previous episode. Instead, we're gonna open up to a scene that is familiar to you as players, maybe even as characters. It's a busy day in Slubladot, and we can see Kuatoa going back and forth. Some are engaged in conversations in their strange and alien language, and others are moving about, loading and unloading crates onto and off boats moored docks. Over the sounds of the daily routines, we can hear a voice calling out, and we pan across, and we can see a young Pluplapine perched on a fishing crate, addressing a small crowd that's gathered around him. He gesticulates excitedly as he gives his sermon, and the Kuatoa have gathered, nod and mutter in agreement, or engaged in quiet conversations of their own. All but one. A young female who stands enraptured by the impassioned speech, never taking her eyes from the young priest as he expounds the virtues of the Sea Mother. And for a long moment, their eyes meet. We flash forward, and now we're inside a small, sparsely decorated hut, dimly lit by the soft glow of small illuminated bulbs. We can hear the sound of a door opening, and we see the young Pluplapine, now a little bit older, entering the hut. And as we pan around, we see in the middle of this crude dwelling the same female Kuatoa that we saw earlier, only now she's kneeling beside a low table. And on that table, we see a shallow bowl. Pluplapine approaches his mate and kneels beside her as she pours water over 3 amber-coloured eggs, nestled together within it. And silhouetted by the dim light, we can see 3 tiny little tadpoles moving around inside the eggs. We flash forward again, and we're back in the same room. We hear the door open, and Plupapine enters, wearing some rough spun robes made from a kelp-like material. We pan around, and now we see the female Kuatoa sitting with her back against the wall on the far side of the room. Sensing something's wrong, Plupapine rushes across the hut to her, and now we can see she's cradling one of the eggs in her arms. We zoom in on the egg, and we see that dark little form inside of it, not moving at all. Plupapine puts his arms around her as we flash forward once again. And once again, we're back inside the hut. Only now it's completely packed with a number of Kuatoa who've all gathered in a circle around Plupapine as he delivers a lively sermon. When all of a sudden the door of the hut bursts open and a group of Kuatoa storm into the room brandishing crude weapons as they begin attacking those gathered within. One of the attackers, a Kuatoa dressed in robes and crowned in a decorative headpiece adorned with fish bones and carrying a heavy scepter, takes aim at Plupapine, pointing the scepter at him as he mutters an incantation under his breath. We see a bright light that flashes from the tip of the scepter, but the younger, would-be archpriest is quicker, and Plupapine ducks under the bolt of energy as it soars harmlessly over him. He powers upwards, catching the rival under the jaw in a headbutt with enough force to crack several of his teeth, before wresting the scepter from his enemy's hands and delivering a crushing blow to the back of his head. The sounds of the melee begin to quiet down as Plupapine stands over his fallen rival and surveys the damage. His eyes fall open. His eyes fall upon the form of his mate, lying face down over the table, with a smouldering hole in her back. The smoke begins to pool in the top of the room as Plupapine rushes over to her, dreading what he will find. He grasps her by the shoulder and rolls the body off the table. And we can see that she threw herself in front of the eggs to protect them, and as she fell, she crushed one of them beneath her body. Plupapine reaches out and takes the last egg in his hands, holding it up to the remaining light, and for a moment we see the tiny form within, not moving. But after a moment, it begins to wriggle and writhe within its amber confines. And we flash forward. Now we see Plupapine as you guys knew him. He's standing in front of the altar of the Sea Mother, giving another spirited sermon. Now fully dressed in the robes of the archpriest, a huge crowd is gathered around him, and they are all listening intently to every single word that he says. All but one figure, a young female in the back of the crowd, almost identical in appearance to her mother. Bloplopod stands with her head tilted to the side, as if she's listening to something that no one else can hear, and Plupapine watches as she turns and leaves. He continues in sermon, but we know time is passing rapidly now, as one by one the Kuatoa begin to vanish from the crowd, until there's only a handful left, where there were dozens before. And Plupapine hops down from his position and begins walking towards the docks, where we see a similar crowd gathered, now standing on a fishing crate, delivering a sermon that reminds us vividly of the one that we saw at the beginning of this flashback. And there stands Plupapine's daughter. And now we zoom in as Plupapine's eyes narrow. The next few scenes flash by quickly, each one only lasting a heartbeat. We see two figures standing on a dock, a dragonborn man and a drow woman, both with their hands bound and bags covering their heads. Plupapine hands a small bag weighted down with coins to a grey-skinned dwarf. Then we see Plupapine talking to a Firbolg and a Tabaxi surrounded by the dead Kuatoa. Then we see the ritual as Bloplopod throws her arms up to the Deep Father. Then we see the Demogorgon rising from the Dark Lake, and then we go back for a moment. When we come back, we see Plupapine with violet flames dancing across his skin as he stands across from Lady Verena. And as the camera pans around behind Pluplapine. We lose sight of Arena for a moment. And when she comes back into view, now, instead of Arena, we see Bloplopod. And we black out. And then we cut straight back into where we left off last week.
Well played. Well played.
Right.
So let's go back to the map and let's launch straight back into this combat, shall we?
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so where were we? There we go.
At the top of the round, or were we partway through already? Where were we?
Top.
Yes, if
Pluplapine just came out.
Ah, yeah, sweet.
remember correctly, yes, we when we finished the last episode, we were at the top of round 5. And as we came to the top of round 5, Pluplapine just came up to the top deck of this boat. He casts a glance around and, you know, sort of took in everything that was happening around him before he raised up his scepter. And now that that's happened, Drunbalas, you can hear faintly the sounds of chanting as he begins to cast a spell. Now, I've added him to the combat tracker, and he's somewhere down the bottom. So we're just going to pick it up straight at the top of round 5.
He's after Patch, just so we know. Because Patch
Right.
was the 6.
I'll open the combat tracker so everyone can see it on the stream. Let's have a look. Oh, I actually need
Just
to...
for some reason, Patch wasn't going into the combat tracker. I'm going to try and roll his initiative again and see if it puts him in there.
Open it up.
For me, anyway.
Okay.
No,
I
I'm
believe...
just not appearing on the combat tracker.
You're... were you on
I think
my
I was
combat
appearing for
tracker?
you, but not for me. Yeah, I think I might have been. So I might have just accidentally reset my initiative to 4. It should be 6.
Right, should be 6. Okay, there we go.
Just refreshing to
Just
see if I can
gonna
get
add
it back.
that. Alrighty then, but we start at the top of round 5 with Drunbalas. You see Pluplapine as he pushes past you and makes his way onto the top of the deck. You know that he's casting a spell. So what I want from you at the top of this round is, can I actually get you to do an Arcana check for me?
You're
10?
muted.
You're muted, Frost.
One moment, he says. 2 words, 3 syllables.
Film title.
All right. So what? I'll start with a 10 for your Arcana check, and I'll let you know exactly what I can give you for that 10 once I have a look here. No, you're not sure what spell he's casting. Nope, still can't hear you. I don't know what you've changed because we could hear you just fine before.
Yeah. Have you got a mute switch on your headset? No.
Maybe it's in reverse because you were muted before. So mute yourself and then try talking. You know that sounds ridiculous.
Anybody hear that?
Yep, we can
Yep.
hear you
There
now.
you go.
Fix
That's
it.
exactly what I did, Grace. Thanks.
You did your sweet hacking skills. Yeah, with a 10, unfortunately, you're not able to identify exactly what spell he's about to cast, but you know he's casting a spell. So I guess I'm going to leave it up to you to decide how you want to react to this. We still have Thrash, which is being grappled by one of these merfolk, and we have another 2, one on the left and one on the right side of the boat, or port and starboard side if you want to use nautical terms.
Right, yeah, fair enough. And it's a big blue guy up top. Is he still on top of the water?
I believe he's 5 foot down. Now, point of clarification, I'm going to say that you can only see 20 feet below the surface of the water. So if anyone's going to duck below 20 feet, you have to be in the water to dive down to be able to see them. Now, it is total darkness here, so you're still using your bat's vision. so you can still see this creature.
He doesn't have to. I just need to. Where is it gone? Should have auras.
I bought these sticky notes because I love using sticky notes to write out my notes and stick them on my screen, and they're the absolute worst. They keep falling off. Don't buy cheap sticky notes, guys. Pay for the good thing. What do you do?
I'm going to.
Just so you know, Froth, that those auras around me, the lighter one is bright light, and the outer one is dim light.
Okay, no worries. But yes, I can see with that still, so all good. Now I'm going to make it quick. I'm going to cast second level magic missile at blue guy holding Thrash,
Alright.
in the hopes that we might be able to make a bit of a dent there.
Smart.
So it's each dart's 1d4, but we get 4 of them.
Yeah,
So-
I think you roll it once and then you just multiply. Is that right?
Oh shit! Rightio. Rolls are on point tonight. Good to see. Not much has changed since last week.
How many darts is that at level 2? Did you say?
4. So a total of 8 damage.
Damn, that sucks.
I know that could have been so cool.
So why do you say that he has to roll it once and multiply it by 4?
That's
'Cause
just
it's
someone
4
did that once
darts,
and I thought that's what it was.
No,
yeah,
I've
it's a
always
1d4 per.
I've always ruled it. Yeah, it just says each dart deals 1d4 plus 1 damage. So
Okay.
I will allow you to,
to roll it
them
4
all
times?
separately.
Roll.
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. Sure. Because one's terrible. So
Yep.
not going to argue that one at all. And another one.
Oh yeah, so 4 damage.
And there's a 4. We're averaging
Yeah.
out. And another one. Unreal.
All right. So 11 points of force damage. So not great rolls, but it does force this creature to make a concentration check. So
It does.
um,
Does it not actually force it to make 4?
yeah, that's what I was thinking about, because technically these hit 4 separate darts. So
Yes, they are. So I have to make 4 and beat a 10 on each
Concentration
one.
check. I would rule that as that anyway.
That's 4 concentration checks. It's one spell. It's one attack. Okay. All right. Fine. I'll make 4 concentration checks.
Because if there were 4 spellcasters all concentrating on something, he could force one out of each of them.
All right. So
The same.
that's true. I'll allow it just this one time.
Right.
But don't hold me to
Keep
it.
hitting that spell, Froth.
I'm going to roll these on screen for everyone at home to see, and I will call them out as well for the people listening on Spotify. Okay, let's roll that. Start with the first one. So he has a +2 to this roll, just so everyone knows. So first one, 17.
Pass.
Pass. Second one,
1.
that's going to be a 11.
That's fail. Oh, the 11. Fuck, +2. Damn it.
No, that's total. 11 total.
Yeah, I know.
So-
+2 on the 9. Yeah, not bad.
All right. So
2 to go.
2 more.
1.
an 8. So that's a 10 total.
And that meets it, beats it.
So,
Hey, stop asking for ones.
all right, last one.
20.
20.
Here we go. Natural 20. Here we go. First natural 20 for the night. That's a 10 for a total of 12.
Damn it.
So maintains concentration, but that was a a good tactic. It was a good move. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it's so close.
the dice just weren't on your side. All right, so that's an action. What else do you want to do?
Cry. Bonus action cry.
Bonus
Right?
action.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
No, what do we got here? So, Patch, you at the top of the water.
He takes 11 damage.
I'm about 10 foot under, so you'd be able to see me.
Right,
And-
and are
and
you
you
holding
go.
on to Ginger?
No, not at this point. He's conscious, so he's under his own movement.
Right, you. Right. How far can you throw a rope in Dungeons and Dragons?
I mean,
I'll
far,
let you.
but-
I will let you make a athletics check, and well, tell me how far do you want to throw a rope?
I want to go down to this rope that's towards the back of the boat on the left and
Yep.
see if I can throw it towards Patch and Jim Jar.
Yep, you can throw it that far, no problem.
Okay, done.
Yep.
And then I'll move back to. Oh no, I'll move back to where I was, sort of half in and out of that.
Let's say that's actually the anchor there, so you can pick up the anchor and you can sort of huck it over towards them. I'm just going to allow that.
That'll do.
No
Yeah.
check needed for that. But okay, so you guys are there. You see the anchor come flying down towards you. But you duck down, and it like squelches into the mud beside you, and it kicks up some of the mud, which splashes into the water, making it even murkier around you. But then we go to Jim Jar's turn. Who's taking control of Jim Jar tonight?
Oh, well, I was last session. Does someone else want to take over, or happy for me to keep running him?
You want me to run Jim
Oh,
Jar?
you're
I can
doing a
run
good
him.
job.
No, absolutely not, because I know exactly what I want to do.
I can run Jim Jar because I'm
I'm-
not doing anything.
Yeah, but you're going to be soon. I'm already ready to go. Like, I know what I want him to do.
Yeah,
Alright.
you do Jim Jar.
Are you sure, Grace? Wouldn't you rather?
I mean, you're welcome to, but I would like to.
Oh, it's alright, you go.
At least for this round, you can take him after this one if you like.
Okay.
Oh, it's alright.
All right,
You
fine.
go.
Alright. Cool. So, Jim Jar, while he's still underwater and can see the creature that is chasing. Actually, no, that's not what he's going to do. Sorry, I know what he's going to do. How far down is the other one?
Were you guys not at the surface yet? I thought you were up at the surface, right?
10 feet.
10 feet down? Alright, well,
Yep.
the other one, the creature on the west is 50 feet down at the moment.
Yep. And the spellcaster one?
5 feet below the surface of the water.
Cool. That's kind of what I was hoping. So, Jim Jar has a 30-foot movement speed, so it'll cost him 20 feet to get to the surface, yes?
Yep.
And then up onto here, it would be 5.
Yep.
And then 5 to here.
So he swims to the surface. He crawls up onto the muddy bank of this small island that the boat is beached on. And as he does so, you can see like mud clinging to his clothes, and you can see huge puncture wounds in his legs where the creature dragged him down below the surface of the water. And he's bleeding badly.
So then Jim Jar can he see the spellcaster one?
Yes.
Does he notice that Thrash is being dragged by it?
He can see that Thrash is being held by it, but probably not too much more than that.
In which case he will level his hand crossbow in that direction and take a shot.
Okay. Now this is dim light, and also it's 5 feet beneath the water, and so I'm going to say that he's going to have to make this this check at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
This
Rolling.
this attack roll.
9. So he misses.
So his aim is true, but as the crossbow bolt hits the water takes all of the energy out of the crossbow bolt, and it just sort of harmlessly floats to one side.
Then he is going to, hang on, I just need to turn on my measuring while doing things. Use his bonus action to dash himself to over here, put as much distance between him and the creatures as he can.
And he's
That's
like
just him.
almost on hands and feet as he's trying to push through this thick detritus and mud that makes up this small island. And as he's doing so, you can hear him muttering to himself, and he's like, "Oh God, damn it! I've had about enough of this damn fish." As we go to Lady Verina's turn.
Oh, right.
Yes.
I'll get you to make an Arcana check as well, because you're pretty close.
Awesome.
To, our friends.
Thank you. I was gonna ask.
Are you good at this?
Yeah.
Judging by that
How many words
smile.
tomorrow?
If dice will roll for me, there we go. That's 17.
17. Okay, that's enough. Not by much, but it's enough. You can tell that he's casting a healing spell of some sort. I probably should have gotten you to roll a religion check, but hey, what the hell. He's casting some type of healing spell.
It's the same either way for me.
Okay, alright, so yeah. He's casting a healing spell, and you believe he might be casting mass healing word.
Perfect. That's my boy. My
Yeah.
son. Okay,
As long
I'm.
as it's at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope.
Yep.
Verena is going to run herself to the front of the ship. It's 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, that's as far out as she'll get. Then she's going to... Because I don't think she can make it into melee with that thing. She's going to instead cast Firebolt at it.
Hey.
Alright, casting a firebolt at this thing.
At the spellcaster one.
And that's a attack roll, so I'm going to need that one at
Yes.
disadvantage.
Can do.
How does a firebolt look like from your artificer?
It's kind of like, I don't know, well, it doesn't matter if it has spellcasting components because I have a spellcasting focus. She's just gonna pull out her Swiss tools and just start, like, striking it some flint, trying to cause some flame, and then it just, like, kind of gets out of control because she's kind of like, my cat just died and that cat's dying over there. Pachoom! That's a 17 again.
17 hits. Give us
Awesome.
some damage.
3.
3 points of damage.
Fire damage.
Alright, well,
It's fire damage? Alright then.
Yeah.
have a look. Let's see if there's anything
I
here.
feel like since it's a fish, it should be doubled, but that's just me.
I kind of feel like the other way around if the fish is in water.
Shut up, Mark.
Well,
No one asked you.
No one asked you either.
it definitely hits it, and now that you get a better look at it, you can see it's not doing too well. There's large patches of like darkened areas starting to form around this mer creature, and it has to make another concentration check. So let's roll that again. Can I make it 5 out of 5? Let's find out.
20.
I'm not.
Natural 12 for a 14.
Ooh.
Five.
Damn
I'm gonna stop asking
Damn it.
for numbers now.
Damn it.
5. Alright. Okay, chipping
Okay.
away here.
Yeah, that leaves me with my bonus action, which I don't really have anything to use it with. So I'm just going to look around, look at Pooplepeen, and say, "Child, you are doing our will, our savior, and you will protect us all. Right now, including that one that's kind of dying over there. Yep, keep doing that to help me. Us. Yeah.
Then it's Gadget's turn, who uses her turn to sink further
Thank
into the
you.
water, and then it's my creature's turn. So it's going to be this one's turn first. Let's have a look here. What this creature is going to do is it's going to...
Let Thrash go and let her out of the paralyzed spell. That seems like something that it would want to do. Don't you guys think?
As it's sort of dragging Thrash along through the water with one hand, you see with its spare hand, it reaches up. You just see the clawed hand reach up out of the water. And then you see what appears to be a small cloud of fog that's forming in the creature's outstretched hand. And that fog then begins to expand as it drifts over towards the boat. Let's have a look here. I think that's fine to do. Yeah, I think that's fine to do. 20 foot range. Okay, so it casts the spell. Let me just draw a circle, and we'll make it grey to represent the fog. So where will it cast it? It'll cast it right. Oh, no, that's not right. Sorry about that. It's going to center it there. So 5, 10. So radius. Yeah. Something like that. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, like that. So in that circle, this fog starts to expand. And now none of you can see it.
Awesome.
And it continues to swim for 5, 10, 15, 20 away from you guys. But none of you can see that because you're all within a sphere of fog. And that's not a concentration spell. And then we go to the next creature's turn, which is going to be the one over there. It is going to, seeing the other one move, is going to double move. Let's have a look here. Ooh, yes. It's right on the surface, so it's going to drop down 10 feet, I think. And then move another 70, so let's see. Over to there. Then it's going to be my last one's turn, and it is going to... Patch, you're still 10 feet under the water, right?
Yes.
Alright, it's going to move 40 feet through the water. Yes, you're 10 feet under, so it can reach you, so it will now also be at 10 feet beneath the surface of the water. And then you see it sort of emerging out of the inky blackness of the depths as it rises up towards you, and it's going to...
Can I see it through the fog?
Yes, because you're underwater. The fog doesn't extend into beneath the water,
Yep.
so the fog is sort of covering the front end of the boat and some of the island as well.
Yep.
It's going to make
Alright,
two...
so with that being a question, considering
Yes.
where the boat is, the fact that you said that level that the bat is hovering over where Thrash and Verena originally got up to was like waist deep in water. Is there
Yes.
any chance I could see that thing swimming away through that point? Like under sort of in between the boat and like that bit of water that the fog isn't in.
Well, I'll let you make a perception check when it comes around to your turn to see if you can
cool.
see those kinds of things. But
Yep.
for the time being, it reaches out towards you with its long claws, and it's going to make 2 attacks against you. The first one being 15 to hit, the second one being a 13 to hit. So I'm assuming
They
they're going
both
to
miss. Yep.
Alright, that's the end of their turns, which means we come back round to Thrash. Thrash, I need another wisdom saving throw from you, as you're being dragged off
With bless.
with
Yeah.
bless.
That's true.
With
Thank
bless.
you for thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that.
Add a -1.
Yeah.
Oh, we may do
Suspense.
this. We may do
12,
this.
-1 is 11. Add
D4.
D4.
Roll high.
13 total.
I think that's it.
You beat it.
Yes.
You feel the strength starting to return to your muscles, and you're able to turn your head and face this creature dead on,
Oh,
and you can see
yeah,
the blood starting to
bitches.
pool around it as it pulls you through the water. But that is the end of your turn.
I
You can
don't
have
even
something on your next
care.
turn.
I'm back, baby.
So
It's close. But you're not out of the woods yet because you're there. No one can see you at the moment, and the other creature is there right up next to you as well, and you can see
I'll
that.
figure
it's
it
there.
out.
All right, so
have a
Made it
plan.
out of so much worse.
Patch. Now I do have one thing that I have to tell you. Now that I've had a moment to think about it.
yeah.
You cannot see further than 20 feet under the water.
Of course. Yeah, so I wouldn't have been able to do that. Damn it. Oh well.
You can see a little bit further because you've got that bright light there, so you can see to the
Yeah.
extent of that bright light, but no further than that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair enough. The light only goes out to 20 feet anyway,
Okay.
so
There you go.
yeah. So it's 10 bright and 10 dim, which makes it bright light for those with dark vision. But all right. Well, there goes that idea. In that case, I guess this thing's come up and taken a couple of cracks at me. I sort of managed to fight him off a little bit. I've left the mace up on deck. Don't have that on me. This isn't good. Let me just check something. Ew. 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 It's all ill, guys. None of it's good. Oh.
Oh, you sounded like an anime.
But then there's. We need a drum roll.
No, it doesn't work.
Oh,
Oh.
but what great samurai! I wanted your eyes to grow really big and have like a little shining bit in the middle. Oh!
Oh. Alright, so I think there's only one thing for it is oh fuck's sake, I'm underwater, I can't do that either.
Just punch it.
Yeah, no, there's only one thing for it, I'm gonna swim away. If I try and use that rope that Drumbalis threw over here with the anchor attached,
Yeah.
can I use that to help me and not be penalised on my movement speed? Help me get back up onto the boat?
You know what? I'll allow it. Why not?
Cool. So straight up onto the boat. So we'll say 15 feet of movement to get there. So 10 up and 5 over.
I have been asking people to do athletics checks to make their
Sure,
way up
I'll
onto
do
the
one of
boat,
those.
but with advantage because you're using the rope here.
Alright, athletics with advantage. +2. 17.
17, plenty. You
Cool.
pull yourself up over the edge of the railing.
15 feet movement to there, so I can go. And I can't see anything now.
That's right.
Because, like, yeah, so I'm going to, remembering vaguely which direction the land is in, I'm just stack up 5 feet this way, over the edge of the boat, so I've got 10 feet left, and then dump. Hop in and out, can I see Jim Jar at least?
Ooh, half in there. Sure, why not?
Cool, alright, so in that case, I am going to cast Healing Word on Jim Jar at first level, because that's about all I can do right now. Oh, wait a minute. Can I see the creature out there in the distance? Because it didn't swim down as far as I know, unless it did, but...
No, the other one didn't swim down. I'm gonna need...
I'm talking spellcastery one.
Yeah, I know that. Jim Jar, because he was like in the direction that you were traveling, like you would have walked straight out and seen him. The
Yeah,
other one
yeah.
is off to the side, so I'll get a perception check for you. I'll give you a free perception check, and we'll make it a DC 12.
Okay, did I get blessed before? I did. Gonna need it.
It went.
You
I don't
did.
know, 10. It was DC 12. So unfortunately, that's not going to be enough.
I can only see Jim Jar. All right, I will heal Jim Jar with Healing Word at first level. So Jim Jar gets 5 hit points back, and then I get a D8 +3 from Starry Form.
All right. D8 plus
So I
3.
get 5.
Starry form. Okay, and Jim Jar feels his healing
Okay,
energy
cool.
sort of wash over his body. It's sort of like a warmth, and he looks back towards you. He's like, "Oh, Patch, what's going on? I can't see a damn thing. Where'd they all go?"
I think they're in the fog behind me. I don't know. Couldn't see them either. I still have an action left. Cantrip. At which point I'm going to just place my hand on my shoulder and cast guidance on myself.
All right, you cast
No, sorry,
guidance.
touch my star map to my head because it's a star map. So the guidance is I got a D4 to an ability check.
So you got that 2d4 now to ability checks.
And it's, but only once and only for the next minute.
Yeah. All right.
And it's concentration.
Okay, keep that in mind when I attack you with the hidden creatures that are hidden on the island. But then we move on to the last person in the combat order, and that's Pluplapine. And now, unfortunately, the spell that he was casting requires him to be able to see his targets, which means that we've got a bit of an issue here. And then she's got 6 creatures centered on that point. Well, actually,
and Pluplapine and I have been holding hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
My
these two.
son.
Well, no, he sees you as his child. He sees you as Bloplopod, his daughter. You know, because you convinced him that you were the herald of the Deep Father. You were the herald of the Demogorgon himself.
I love being the center of everyone's trauma.
In his messed up, traumatized, crazy, insane fish brain,
That's fine. He's saving me.
That's what he sees for the time being. So
to be fair, you had nothing to do with, as far as Patch knows, Serathil dying, which is one of his big traumas, and the other one is that he killed a Hydra, and you weren't even there, so you're good in that regard.
I've got good news for you too. There's nothing in this spell description that says he needs to be able to see. It just says choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on that point. So, as you're holding his hand, he looks back towards you, Verena, and then he continues his incantation. He's like, and he reaches out and he like touches your face, and it's like a gross, moist hand as he touches your face, and there's some of his blood from his chest left there as well. So he sort of leaves this dark streak.
And you know that's blood. That blood is fish blood, right? It's kind of smells so good.
And we've established that he has AIDS too, so that's not going to be good for you, son. All right, so 25, 40.
Constitution saving throw.
Not Jim Jar. 15.
Sorry to anybody out there that has AIDS.
Yeah, sorry guys. What do we got here? So Patch, Thrash, Verena, and I guess Dranbalis, but Dranbalis, you don't really need it. You guys get, I wrote this down, 18 health, 18 HP back.
Ooh, that's
Patch is already at max.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay,
Yay.
so Thrash and Verena, you get that. But as you cast
Does he get some for himself? Because he looks like he's hurt.
Yeah.
Verena, you see, you cast this spell, but you don't see it have any effect on him. And as you cast the spell, he collapses down onto his knees, one hand on the deck, one hand still holding your hand. And that's the end of his turn. So go ahead, give yourselves that 18 points of healing, and Dranbalis, top around 6.
Alrighty. Cool. As Dranbalis is engulfed in this cloud of fog, let's say, you start to see, and apologies in advance for this, little crackles and like little flashes in bluish color, and it starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and from I can't do that. I need to be closer.
And it goes
damn it.
smaller and smaller and smaller.
I was really building up there. Whoops. Hang on, let me just get my ruler out for a second.
Yeah, in my
I'll see.
experience, check that you can do it before you start saying something cool. because
I
that's
know,
happened to me
right?
So many times.
Massive anticlimax. So he's gonna crawl on his hands and knees because oh no, he's not. He's fine. He's gonna walk up to the front of the boat, next to Lady Verena, and
But also, what size is that sphere of fog?
120.
It should be 20-foot radius, which I think it is.
Right, cool. So the bat is above it and can see just fine.
Well, doesn't really matter because the bat has blind-sight
Well then.
and echolocation.
So you can still see.
It's fine. Yeah, no issue. I can't see anything, but I know it's there. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just move up to the front of the boat. Yep, that's fine. And repeat everything that just happened. And you see these little crackles growing and getting bigger and bigger. And out from the middle of Dranbala shoots out this stream of lightning, which some people may know as witch bolt. And I just I'll chuck that in the game log there. And let's see if it actually hits something this time. That'd be lovely. And oh my god, 15. Does a 15 hit, please?
Who are we hitting?
The spellcaster.
Spellcaster. So, do you have inspiration at all?
No.
No. Okay.
No, that was
right.
God logo.
Okay, no, 15 hits.
Oh yes.
I was going to offer you something a little. I was going to offer you a little bonus, but you don't have inspiration, so.
No, that's okay. That's all good. So yeah, as it like out from this, there's a big glow within the fog cloud, and it just erupts from the other side of it, erupts straight through and strikes the whatever this person is on the just at the surface of the water.
Yep. All right.
And
So, before you roll the damage, I'm going to tell you this right now.
Right.
Let me have a look here. Yeah, you could kill it.
And when I say apology in advance, that was if there was any side effects for Ash. But she probably needs to maintain her rage anyway, I was thinking.
I'll live.
But,
Rage is gone at this point.
Okay, alright. So that,
Wow. I'm attacked. We've established that grappling is an attack.
Well, he grappled you, but then he spent a full round just moving with you.
I'm in water. I'm angry.
Well, you can
At
rage
the
again
end
on
of your
your
turn,
turn, but
I need my bonus action.
that'll be on your turn. That's why I said it. All right, so that's 12 points of damage. Tell me how you kill this creature.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, what?
Oh, hang on. It's been
Did
contested.
you hit it twice?
No, just the once.
It only does 1d12.
No, 2d12.
Oh, 2d12. Yeah, sorry, cantrip on higher level. Yeah.
Ooh, I do have some bad
second
news for you though. Oh no, you've got blind sense. It's only 5 feet beneath the water.
Yeah, it's fine. It should be fine.
It should
I
be
thought
fine.
it was on the
It's
surface
fine.
anyway.
It's fine. No, it's 5 feet beneath. So it's just below the surface of the water here. But I'm just going to allow it. You do 12 points of damage. Tell me how this creature dies.
So yeah, I think as it before it's put its hand back down from under the water, because that's what I was thinking, it was sort of dragging Thrash along, and then there was just sort of this wake off the surface at the top of the water. You can see that slight bulge moving through the surface, and this bolt of lightning just comes down and cracks it, and bits of fish kind of explode everywhere, sort of flying through the air and falling down in little bits, hitting the surface of the water.
The end of Jaws.
Faint smoke rising up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got it. Yes.
Does that fog cloud drop when it dies?
No, it's not a concentration spell, so that fog cloud
It's a
is
set and
actually
forget.
going to remain. Yes.
It doesn't have a thing where it says it lasts until the creature's incapacitated or anything like that?
Nope.
Damn it.
So I will double check, but I do believe it does not say that at all. It lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed. So if you bring Bark up here and he does another one of those farts, he might be able to get rid of.
It is a concentration spell.
Is it?
Yes, duration concentration up to 1 hour.
John Belas would be yelling out to Thrash saying, "Get back here!"
What did you say?
I missed that, but thank you for keeping me honest. You
John
can
Belas
have
would be
inspiration.
well done.
Who?
You.
You can because you caught my mistake. So I'll
thanks,
give
buddy.
you inspiration before I.
Yeah, I'll take that. Don't need it.
What did Drumble say?
Don't ever
After the
correct me again.
after that, there's the large crack in the water exploding right next to you. Drumblast would be yelling out, "Get back to the boat!"
Look, if I was going to be really mean, I would have mentioned that Thrash should have been not paralyzed on her last turn.
God.
I was trying to bribe you with that inspiration, Mark, to keep your mouth shut. Give me my inspiration back.
Okay.
And never point out mistakes live on stream again.
But if
We're not
if I
live.
don't, the internet is going to.
Oh, that's
We're
right.
not live, Sven.
I can just edit this out. That's right.
Loophole.
Yeah.
Great.
So I get to keep my inspiration then. Cool.
You get to keep your inspiration, but I'll edit out where I said it so that no one knows. Okay. If that's the end of your turn, it'll be Jim Jar's turn.
All right. Well, with that one being dealt with, can he see the other one? Because it came up to my height to attack me, so it'll only be about 10 foot below the water.
It's 10 feet below the water. It is... Let me have a look here. I believe it's... Yes.
And it's also on the edge of my light.
Oh boy, but the thing is, like, it's. Give me a perception check for Jim Jar.
All right.
Because it's beneath the fog cloud, and also the angle.
Fog cloud's gone.
Oh, it's concentration. That's right. So no, you're right.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's gone. Fog cloud's gone. He can see it.
All right. Excellent. In that case, he's just gonna shoot at it with his hand crossbow.
Shoot at it with his hand crossbow. Now the hand crossbow has been submerged underwater, so it's not working quite like he wants it to with an 11.
Rod an 11.
He's like, damn thing got wet. He's like trying to shake it out, but he needs to restring it.
Yeah. At which point,
Yep.
just looking. There's not really any. Yeah. He's just going to back over here, closer to Patch, and the others. Get Patch in
Two
between him and
marrow
the one that's coming.
remaining.
All right.
2 creatures remaining.
And that'll be him. Can he bonus action try and hide behind Patch from that one down there, particularly?
I'm going to say no to that. I think there's actually a skill that allows people to hide behind creatures that are larger than them. So I'm going to say no. He doesn't have that. Lady Verena.
Verena's gonna turn around to Pluplapine and say, I'm sorry, Father. I will come back for you. And then she's going to jump off the ship and get as far towards Thrash as she can.
Okay.
So... How far can she jump into the water? Can I get like 10 feet off the jump?
Yeah, you can jump. I think it's 10 feet plus your strength modifier, I believe it is. So you probably got strength of
10
0.
feet.
Is that standing jump or run up jump?
That's running, but you are up a little bit higher. So I'm going to allow like 10
okay.
feet because you're jumping down into the water. I'm going to say you can get to Thrash with your movement.
Okay, so like here?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. And then
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna ready my action to attack if the other mirror comes towards us.
All right.
If he's fleeing, then it's fine. He can go. But if he's coming back, then I'm gonna smack him with my sword.
Ready to action.
Mhm.
Smack it with a sword. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. What kind of armor are you wearing, by the way? Should
Me?
ask this. Yeah.
I'm wearing scale mail, medium armor.
Okay.
It's like the lightest. Oh no, maybe it's the heaviest. No,
Scale
it's the
mail
lightest.
is still fairly heavy, but I'm just going to allow it.
It's the heaviest I can wear without the strength requirement.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like swimming with metal armor, because scale mail is metal armor. It'd be quite difficult for you to do. So I might need to ask for athletics checks in the future. But moving on, it's one of my creatures' turns.
It says overlapping pieces of metal, much like the scales of a fish, which only adds to the trauma.
You're really piling it on here. The only thing that you need now is disguise self, so you can disguise yourself as Bloplopod and really nail home this catfishing that you're doing. Oh, catfishing! You like that? All right.
Terrible.
Give yourself inspiration, Sven.
All right, I will.
Give yourself inspiration.
Give the DM
Thank you.
inspiration.
Thank you, Grace.
I was being sarcastic. It's not actually happening.
Okay, this creature is going to... It's 10 feet below the surface, and it's going to swim towards you, Verena. So you may make an attack with your sword with disadvantage.
Okay. I thought it was like slashing and piercing is fine, but bludgeoning is disadvantage.
It's any weapon that you thrust is okay, but anything that you have to make a circular motion with is
okay,
not so
cool.
much.
Can I make an argument for real life longswords being thrusting weapons?
Yes, I was going to say that. You can thrust with your longsword, and we'll do one hit die less. Does that make sense?
So it becomes a D6 instead of a D8.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Which
And then
is
you don't
one of
have
the
to
house
roll.
rules we've had in place.
With disadvantage. There
Yeah.
you go.
Sure.
Look at that. House rules coming into play here.
Yeah.
Alright, so
22.
22. Alright, okay, yeah. That's a hit.
Okay, and the D6?
D6 plus your strength.
No, plus my intelligence.
Oh,
I'm super smart.
look at that. How does that manifest itself?
I just know all battle tactics. They're like swimming through my head. I'm like, that's the weak point, stab.
Okay. alright.
That's also one of your infused items, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's 13 damage.
Made a horrible mistake. Okay, 13 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay. Not bad. This creature swims up towards you, and as it reaches out towards you with one of its long claws, you just like stab it right in the eyeball, and it like reels back, and as it reels back, it lurches back towards you again. Yes.
What's your intelligence modifier?
Mine.
Yeah.
5.
Then it should have been 10 damage. You don't get proficiency to damage.
It's...
Oh,
This
magical.
is... Yeah, it's magical. And
So-
it's like +1. It D&D Beyond calculated it.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll find it later and I'll
Yeah.
mention it.
Good.
Okay, so it lurches at you. One claw attack with a... Oh, I just rolled damage. I need to actually try and hit you first, but didn't need to because that's a 16 for a 22 to hit. And you're
Yeah.
going to take 9 points
Yeah.
of damage as it claws you. And as it claws you, it's sort of... it retracts its claws and tries to dig into your scale mail, digging them underneath some of the scales, and tries to grapple you. So make a athletics or
Acrobatics.
acrobatics. That's the word I was looking for.
Can do. I'm gonna use my inspiration for this. Yeah?
Yeah, you may. Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
So that was a statement. All right. Can you beat what I rolled?
18?
18. That's not going to be my 23. So unfortunately, it has you grappled.
Damn it.
Okay, next creature's turn. It's that creature. It
10 foot down, I believe.
10 foot down. That's correct. What's it going to do here? What does it want to do? Ooh, yes, that's what it's going to do. So you see, Patch, you see this thing break the surface, and as it breaks the surface, it like drives itself upwards, sort of like a dolphin, like springing up out of the water, and like mid-flight, it draws back its harpoon and throws it at you.
Okay.
It's going to be with disadvantage. Doesn't matter because it misses.
Alright.
It throws its harpoon, it misses, and I'm going to say it's not going to be able to do that twice on one turn, so it's going to land back in
What
the
up,
water.
Allie?
10.
Sorry, I have the dueling fighting style.
Okay.
That's why I have extra to the
extra,
damage.
Yep.
It's
yep.
5 plus
Ah,
it's a
yes.
+1 weapon plus
Yes.
Yep.
+2.
There you
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, then it's going to duck down 10 feet below the surface again. So that's the end of its round, its turn. Then it's my dead Mero's turn, and the pieces are just going to float around in the water, as pieces do, thanks to Drumbalas. Thrash.
Can I retroactively have whistled for Bark to bring me my mace? On his turn?
Roll animal handling.
Okay.
Why am I allowing this? I always...
well, I could have prefaced it with a hear me out.
I should stop allowing people to do things when it's not their turn. I'm a terrible DM.
I got an 11.
I'll allow you to make it again on your turn.
Okay.
Okay. So Thrash the Troublesome, you're no longer grappled. You are in the water, 5 feet below the surface, I believe. And Verena is grappled again, right next to you.
Fucking delightful. I am going to attempt to release her from her grapple.
Okay. Do you want to rage first?
That would be preferable.
I would just kill it. Just kill it, Grace.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's probably got like nothing left. Well, I'm gonna rage, obviously, and for the second time in Out of the Abyss history, this is probably a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna reckless attack.
Okay, alright, so bring that
Should've
to a
went to
flat
reckless
roll.
attacking.
I'm pissed off, so... let's go with the claws, because that does more damage than an unarmed.
And your axe is still on the boat, right?
Skadoosh. I did leave my axe on the boat, that is true. Yes! Finally! 21!
Hit. Yay!
Yep, that's going to be a hit.
Damage.
Awesome. And it's double. Oh, it's this is plus two as well. 5, 6, 7. I always forget to add rage damage, so that's 7
points of damage. All right, not too bad. Yeah, it's not looking good here, but yeah, you've done some damage to this creature. Your claws sink into it, and it thrashes beneath you as you sink your claws in. I'm not doing that on purpose, okay? You named your character Thrash, not me. You can't just name your character a word. You've all done this to me.
I'm sorry, I couldn't not. It's such a cool name.
I can't use the word thrash and I can't use the word patch. So thanks for that, guys. But that's what happens. You claw this creature and it starts violently thrashing, and blood is like seeping out of various holes in its body. Squirming.
Moving. Gyrating.
No, gyrating sounds a bit too sensual. It's not.
What now?
It's not twerking. All right, Patch, you're up.
All right, so hear me out.
Drop him in the chat.
This is what I would like to.
I can just throw you your weapon on my turn if you like. But you need it now, don't you?
I need it now. But it's also pretty useless to me underwater, where our last remaining target that's not already occupied is. So here's what I'm thinking: is I want to go to here, which is like 20 feet of movement. I want to have Bark come up and drag Thrash's axe from the other side of the deck to my feet, drop my shield, pick it up, jump in the water, and try and stab this thing in the face with the two-handed with the axe, but using the points. So I'm doing a thrust with it for a D10 two-handed. Is that going to be possible?
You wanna thrust with an axe.
Yeah, so you know how that a battle axe or a great axe comes around like that. There's pointy bits at the top, right? They're still sharp. Great big two-handed, and I'm literally jumping straight down. Like I'm going to dive into the water straight down at it. And if it helps any, Patch is going to get very, very angry as he's doing this, because these things are being far too mean to his friends.
All right, give me your inspiration, and you're going to be doing bludgeoning damage on this. And let's see what happens.
All right. So Patch runs, Bark ducks up, runs up the stairs at the same time, being keyed in with his master. grabs Patch's axe in his jaws, like just the handle of it, and drags it across the deck to Patch's feet. Patch drops his shield, picks up the axe, looks back over his shoulder. It's like, it almost seems like he's disappointed that Thrash can't see him right now, but it's like, bugger it. And in that moment, you can see his eyes just like almost flare red as he screams out, "I would like to reach!" And he leaps into the water and tries to smash this thing.
All right, give me that attack.
So it will be straight attack roll, strength modifier. So it'll be the normal kind of attack roll that I would roll with the mace, and then I'll do damage for bludgeoning great axe.
Reckless?
No. I actually can't yet.
Yeah,
Oh.
he physically can't. Yeah.
23 to hit.
23.
Foreshadowing.
Beautiful.
So
23 is a hit.
D10 plus 2. Nine plus 2 is 11 damage.
11 points of damage. You
Solid hit.
dive straight down off the boat. It's 10 feet down, but hey, let's say you're 7 feet tall and you have the axe held straight out below you as you dive down.
I also had 10 feet of movement left, so...
Yeah, but I'm like, I want to see you just dive straight down on top of this thing, so you use your full momentum just to smash this thing straight in the face. You can see it's like coming up out of the water, and with its previous engagement with you, it knows, or at least thinks, that you're like not a threat to it. But then all of a sudden you come diving off the side of the boat, and you see its eyes go wide as your axe just smashes it straight in the face. And you push it down, and I imagine that we're seeing this almost like in slow motion. Your axe just driving, well, Thrash's axe driving into this thing's face as blood pours out from its like crushed nasal cavity as you push it down further into the water. And then it's Pluplopine's turn. Pluplopine is unfortunately not in a good way, so he is going to spend this turn sort of trying to recover sort of what's happening to him, and then we go to the top of round 7. Dronbalis, it's your turn. 7 rounds of combat.
Jeez.
Love it.
Third session of this fight too, isn't it?
Sorry?
Or second? Is this the second or third session of this fight?
Second.
Second, right.
Drumbalis
It was the entire last session. Sorry, go on. My bad.
Drumbalis is going to look down at Plupopane here and go, "Hold on there, buddy. We got you. Looks like this guy's actually got some game." Looking over towards Patch, kind of impressed, and he sort of says, "I didn't know he had it in him." And a little bit surprised, but he goes, "Yeah, anyway." Turns around and looks at towards the north. How deep is that one up the north there?
That one's only 5 feet below the surface because I had to get right up next to Verena. So
that's perfect. So I'm just going to do a simple little cantrip here. He's going to hold his hand up and sort of look in that direction and try and sort of squeeze it like he's squeezing something imaginary. Which is chill touch. He's just going to roll out one of those for a 22 to hit.
What are we doing here? We're casting chill touch.
Chill touch, yeah.
That is a range spell. It's deceptively named.
Yes, it is very deceptively named.
All right, 7 points of damage.
Necrotic damage, yeah.
All right, yeah, 7 points of damage, and I mean this thing is not looking good. This spectral hand sort of appears like from below it, almost reaching up from out of the depths, and sort of grabs this creature. And where it grabs hold of it, you can see its skin start to turn black as these long tendrils of necrotic damage creep up over it in an eerie green sort of light. And as that eerie green light fades, you can see its skin is literally decaying before your very eyes.
Nice.
And yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
With my movement, I'm going to run over here next to my power patch.
Aren't I in the water?
Yeah, but your token's not.
No, I put it there.
Yeah, put it over the water.
There we go. That's better. Run over to the side
Put it
near.
over there. So
My favourite
Drambalis moves towards the southwest, about 10-15 feet, something like that. And you're standing by the railing where Patch just jumped off. That'll be Jim Jar's turn.
All right. So we got that guy over there. He looks pretty rough, but he's in the water. They're on the surface, right?
So Thrash and Verena are on the surface of the water, and the creature's just below them.
All right. So probably don't have a clear shot at that then.
No, I'd say a -2 to shoot through one ally space, as well as disadvantage for shooting sort of into the water
I
there.
think at this point, Jim Jar's gonna have probably noticed Patches bellowing. Then, I'm just
What
wondering
the
how
hell
brave
was
is
that?
Jim Jar?
Jim Jar he's sort of more about self-preservation, really. He's never really
He
worked
always
on the-
pays. He always keeps exact track of his debits and credits and pays up on his bets or demanding payment as soon as possible. Now, would that extend to the fact that he now owes Patches life?
I would say I think you won a bet against him, so he might feel inclined to pay you back.
Right, because I would like to have him sort of follow Patch's lead and jump back down and start stabbing away with his short sword.
What the hell is
Like,
that
no,
big bloody bastard doing? He looks down towards his crossbow and he's like, well, this thing's bloody buggered anyway. He tosses it up over his shoulder and he pulls his short sword and he holds it up above his head and he's like, oh, well, you know, when in Sloobladop, and he starts running over towards the end of the island and dives into the water. I don't think he has the movement to quite make it there, does he? 20
he has
feet,
30 feet.
10 feet down.
Yeah, he's back at. He has 30.
All right, sure, why not? It's close enough for me.
Multi-attack, short swords, piercing weapons, so it's a thrusting attack. So, Gommels. 19 to hit on the first, and
Yep.
8 to hit on the second, so just one
Nope.
hit, I imagine.
Yep.
4, 5, and I'm in close with it as well, so we'll have some sneak attack on that. 7, 12 damage in total.
Nice.
12 damage total. Alright, things are turning around here. 12 you said. Alright, so there we go. I need to take an inordinate amount of time to calculate things in my head. So, Verena.
Yeah,
Duck out and grab a drink while this is happening.
coolies. Verena is going to just stab it while it's holding her, because she can do that. She's just gonna look at Thrash like, come on, kill this thing already, that's what you're meant to do. And then, yeah, just go to stab it. That's a 15.
15 is a hit. Don't bother rolling damage. Between you and Thrash, you guys are just like, you're sinking your longsword into this creature, while Thrash is just raking at it with her claws, and together you just shish kebab this marrow, like you're stabbing
And the
down,
tendrils.
and she's like pulling it apart, and all Dranbalis or Plupapine sort of sees is just this like pool of or cloud of like blood sort of pooling around you guys as you completely eviscerate this thing.
Awesome. With that, Verena pulling out of its grip, now that it's kind of limp, is going to grab hold of Thrash's tail, because claws are probably too scary at this point in time, and just start, like, trying her best to start swimming.
All right.
Thrash will. I'm assuming we're out of combat now, aren't we?
Nope,
Uh,
there's one more left.
There is one
Oh,
left
really?
here, but it is for all intents and purposes. It's sort of done
I've
for.
got
So
enough.
just narrate what you want to do
Okay.
here, and we'll go into a
Okay.
cinematic moment. Mark always seems
Right,
to leave
well-
the worst possible moment.
Yeah.
It's okay, we can have our moment.
Yeah. As Verena sort of grabs Thrash's tail and attempts to pull the 7-foot-tall tabaxi, she sort of like bats at her with her hand, like, fucking get off me, you dumb bitch, and starts like swimming up, sort of out, but as she sort of starts swimming it up, she'll grab Verena by the back of like her lapel. It looks like she's wearing a blazer. Is she wearing a
Yeah.
blazer?
Yeah,
She'll
she'll be
just
wearing a
grab her
jacket.
by the back of her lapel, and like look at her as if to say, "How was that efficient at all? You grabbed my tail," like, and very angrily staring at her because you pulled her tail. She'll get to the surface of the water. She'll be like, "Thanks for that, but also, don't grab my tail. What the fuck was that? How was that efficient at all?"
Well, I think you'll find that this went a lot better when I came and joined you. And, you know, they both died. It was a pretty
You
good job, I
I-
would say.
I loosened it for you. Though.
Sure. I kind of think that maybe Dranbalas helped a little bit more. But that's fine, we don't need to argue this while we're in the water.
There's
She's
still
gonna, like...
bits of the Merrow shallow priest sort of floating around next to you guys as you're arguing and swimming
Oh,
back.
sick.
Yeah,
Well-
thank you.
So Ash will pick up one of the like bits of like discarded flesh and she'll hold it up to Drambalas and be like, "That was fucking sick!"
Drambalas will look over at Bloop and go, "Hey Bloop, you like sushi?"
Oh no, you didn't.
Oh, that's so mean. So mean.
And Plupapine sort of pushes himself up to his feet and surveys what's going on, and he moves over towards the left-hand side of the boat and puts his hands on the railing, and he looks over the railing down to where both Jimjar and Patch just dove into the water. What does he see happening, Patch?
He'd probably see like Patch almost astride this creature, like, you know, he's just shoved his axe into it. He's probably reaping it back, about to have another go. And Jim Jar's probably floating nearby, like, you know, has just stabbed him with the sword, and again has just pulled that out. But yeah, Patch is kind of trying to be on top of this thing.
And the creature reaches out towards Jimjar, and Jimjar sort of panically stabs it straight through its hand. And as that happens, you sort of bring the axe down with sort of unnatural strength that we haven't seen from Patch before, and you sever the hand. And now Jimjar has the severed hand like on the end of his sword, and you see him sort of like waving it around trying to get the hand off. As you dive deeper down into the water, the creature like tries to take a bite at you, and you grab it by the face, forcing it back down. It tries to take another bite at you, but you put the blade of the axe into its mouth and you twist, and you see the bottom jaw wrenched free from the creature, and you pull the axe up out of its mouth, and you see the body of it starting to sink
Approved.
down with its severed
Approved.
forearm as it sinks down.
At which point I'd probably start, I'd probably look at it, you know, without opening my mouth and coughing a gobful of water, and then just start sort of like swimming up, kind of almost enjoying the fact that I'm swimming up through blood and fish guts.
And Jimjar, Dranbalas and Plupapine see Jimjar break the surface of the water first, and he crawls up out, and he like, you can see the severed hand still stuck on the end of his sword, and he's like, he puts it down on the ground and puts his foot on it and sort of pulls it free from his sword, and he sort of dips it in the water to try and clean it off. And then after a moment, Patch breaks the surface as well, holding Cleaver in one hand. What do you do?
And as he does, he'll like clamber up onto, you know, the edge of the shore, and he kind of like just like once he's stands up, holds cleaver in both hands. He's kind of stooped over and he's looking around. He's like,
I'm sure they'd be back on shore by now.
He sees Jim Jar and he's like,
Whoa,
and sort of stops himself.
Whoa, big buddy.
Sorry, buddy.
Calm down. I think you've been spending a little bit too much time with our feline friend there. You okay?
I think so. That was kind of fun.
Well, that's
Joe, what are you doing with my axe?
And says, yeah, I needed to relieve that creature of its life. It was mean. It was trying to hurt my friends.
Hey, hang on.
Here,
Sorry.
take it.
Back up. You cleaved something?
I guess so, yeah.
Thrash sort of takes cleaver and she sort of like slings it on her back, and then she just like bear hugs him. Like, this is like the most affectionate anyone has ever seen. Thrash, her tail's like whipping around. She like bear hugs him. She's like, "This is why you give your weapon a manly name. Look at that progress. I am so proud of you. Hell yeah, fist bump." And then she sort of steps back and, well, we'll work on this later. The technique was a little shoddy, but I didn't see it. But I'm just going to assume. But
and he sort of
so
turns
proud
back to look at all the blood in the water and sees like the blood on his hands, and it's sort of like there's something on his face. It's almost like a little bit of anguish at letting go of a piece of himself, but also just the slightest hint of a slight smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth.
He's enjoying it too much. Oh no.
And then he'll meander back over to the boat, pick up his mace and his shield, and wander downstairs to go and make sure Bark's okay.
Jim Jar is still just sitting on the shore, and he witnesses all this sort of happening. He's looking around back and forth between the two of you, and as you reach the deck of the boat, Bark sort of makes his way over towards you. Patch?
Oh, that's right. He was on the surface. That's right. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, he's there on the top deck. He makes his way over towards you, but as you clamber up, he sort of stops for a second.
Hey, buddy. It's okay. We're alive.
He takes a step back.
What?
Oh,
what's the matter?
He lies down.
What's wrong, buddy? It's okay. And Patch will get down like real. He won't go closer. He'll just get down real low, make himself small, and like reach his hand up. Like, it's okay, buddy. Come here. Come on.
He sort of lies down on the ground, and he presses his like face down as far as you can go towards him. This is the first time you've seen him do this, but he lets you sort of reach out and pat him.
Yeah, give him a pat. It's okay, buddy. It's all right.
After a second, you see his tail start to reluctantly to wave from side to side, but it's definitely, it's not the same.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
And after a second,
what have you done?
He sort of sits up again, and he like sniffs you, and he sort of relaxes a little bit.
I'm sorry if I scared you, buddy. Sort of scritching between the ears.
He lies down and rolls over.
Pat his belly.
Yeah. And as this is happening, Plupapine sort of sits up, and he puts himself up against the railing, just sort of leaning on the railing, and you can see just all the dried blood all over his chest. Verena, Dranbalis, what are you guys doing?
I was gonna say that I'd be next to Plupalpine there, so I'll just sort of pretend that happened, and I'd put my sort of hand on his shoulder and say, "I told you we'd be okay," and but while he's doing that, he's actually casting Cure Wounds for poor old Toby. For some 8 healing.
Alright. What I'll get you to do is I'll get you to roll initiative here for me.
Oh dear. Initiative.
Yep, just you, John Vallis.
Oh no.
Oh no. 3.
3. So you reach out to try and touch him, and he bats your hand away.
Right.
And he just like stares at you straight in the eye as he does that.
I stare back at him in the eye and go, "What's up, Plup?"
Lima Gorgon. Gagalak. Bloplapod. And he coughs up some blood.
It'd be really handy if one of us spoke fish people.
As this is happening, I'm like just off in like the shallower part. I'm gonna be taking off my armor, which takes a minute, which I'm hoping we've had. And I'm gonna be like kind of trying to, as quietly as possible, like throw it onto the deck.
Clang! It lands on the deck.
And then I'm putting the softer stuff down so that hopefully the metal armor kind of lands on the padding. And I'm gonna put up the visage of Bloplapod and climb over the top onto the deck. And I'm gonna say, Gargalarguk.
He sees you as you climb over the deck, and he falls down to his knees in front of you, holding out his hands, and he's like clawing at your legs. He's like, Bloplapod, Gagalabop.
I'm just gonna hug him and just try and imitate the sounds that he's making.
Roll a
Oh.
deception check, and I'm gonna get you to do that. Just a flat check. I'm gonna give you advantage for making yourself look like her. I'm gonna give you disadvantage for not being able to speak his language.
Okay,
He's,
deception?
He's a bit delirious, so deception check, yeah.
Okay.
Too good.
Am I still blessed?
Technically.
Yeah, how long does Bless last for? It's like 10 minutes, isn't it?
Something like that.
I'll take your
Oh,
word for
roll
it.
a d4.
Okay, I'll roll something as well.
That's a 14.
Ooh.
And I rolled an 18.
Ooh.
So you feel him, like he claws at your legs, and well, not claws at your legs, like he's grasping at your legs, and like your lower torso, and as you see him like start to focus a little bit, and his claws start to sink into you. As he's doing that, he's like, Bloplapod. As he sort of stands up, you can see sort of a wild look in his eyes, and he stands up and like grasps you by the face and starts like shaking you. He's like, Bloplapod, Limagorgon.
Okay, he'll feel scales, what he's touching,
Yep.
scales. So Verina's just gonna keep this imitation up. She's gonna try her best to keep this act, you know, calling out words like buzzwords like Limagugoon and Sloopladop and Plooplepine. Just trying her best to piece together what she can from the language.
You're just saying like random words back to you, and he goes quiet for a second, and you see his eyes start to focus. Because they've been unfocused this entire time. And he's like, sort of looks at you and he tilts his head to one side. And he looks around him at the other people on the boat. And he looks back towards you and pushes you off the boat.
I'd like to intervene.
You're a bit far away.
I imagine after all of that, I'd be on the boat. Like, that's a long
possibly.
scene.
Yeah.
So,
Mollusk also possibly try and grab.
Alright, so I need you, as if this were a grapple check.
yeah, no probs. Done.
Well, that's from Verena first.
Oh, Verena, sorry.
Yeah, so this happens quickly, so... Two. So, as you're climbing up onto the deck, you see Pluplapine has Verena's hands in his face, but you don't actually look like Verena anymore to everyone. So you see Poplapod on the deck, and Pluplapine has her face in his hands, and he tilts his head to the side, and then all of a sudden he just pushes back on her face, and now that Dranbalas blew the railing off the front of the boat in the previous episode, you have nothing to grab hold of, and you fall backwards into the water. And I imagine we're seeing this in slow motion as Verena falls backwards. How do you react, Thrash?
I would like to catch her if possible. Like, I'm pretty tall. I imagine the boat's not big. So I'm going to use, obviously, my dash, my normal, and then that's 90 feet of movement. So she's just gonna push off, like, shoulder charge Pluplapine, and then, like, sink her claws in to Blopopod's arms.
So, are you attacking Pluplapine, or are you catching Verena?
No, I'm catching Verena. The shoulder charge was just flavor text.
Okay, so roll a. I don't even know what to get you to roll here to see if it could.
That's right. Well,
catch her.
before you do, I think if it helps at the same time, I would be in the background behind Verena, creating a mage hand that just appears up behind her to help support the fall, if that gives any advantage.
I don't need you to roll anything at all. You get up there, you push Pluplapine to the side, and you reach out, and Verena, you're like hanging over the edge, but Thrash reaches out with one hand and grabs you by the wrist, and you're sort of leaning out over the edge of the boat now, and I'll let you guys describe what happens from there.
Aren't you supposed to be dead and shit?
Verena's just like her Bloplopod eyes are gonna widen a bit. Just gonna say, "Shh! It's part of the act."
Okay then, I swear, go. You need to fucking figure out how to be more athletic. I swear, if I have to catch you one more time, like, I'm being really selfless and shit, and this never happens. And she's gonna, like, lift her back up onto the boat and be like, "Ah, yes, Bloplopod, I have saved her from falling off of the side of the boat, because this is Bloplopod." And then she's going to back away slowly.
So as you go to pull her back up onto the boat, this blue floating spectral hand sort of appears on her back and sort of helps push her back up onto the boat. And Pluplapine takes a step back towards the railing again, and you see him as he starts to cast a spell.
It's fine.
Muttering to himself.
Okay.
Can I
Someone
understand
put him
what
out.
kind of spell it is?
Make an religion check.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can do this as well.
Because he's
They're
a
the same.
religious spellcaster.
Can I do an arcana?
16.
Can I do a grapple?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
It
think about.
sat on the 20 both times and then rolled to a 2.
I got a 15.
Patch has got it.
Patch, you recognize that he's casting tongues, and you know that because you've seen him cast it before.
Yep. Alright,
Did
cool.
someone say they
It's
want to
all-
grapple him?
It's a 23
it's-
on the grapple.
It's alright, guys. He's trying to cast the spell so we can talk.
Yeah, I don't care. He just threw someone over the railing. Do you, like...
I think
he
I
just
can
chucked someone over
understand
the railing.
why.
I'm with you, Thrash. I'm getting a bit fed up with this.
Yeah, nah, man. He's got magic hands and shit, and that's not happening. And Thrash is just gonna, like...
He's pushing back against you, and he's quite strong.
Rather than grapple... I mean, he's a fish person. He's short. She's just gonna put her arms under his and lift her back slightly so that his feet are off the floor and he's in air jail.
Classic.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so you lift him up off the ground. You can see his legs sort of kicking. What do you want to do?
I'll just hold him there. And I'll be like, you can have a second to calm down. Everyone, just figure out your next move because this is kind of annoying. He's thrashing and shit.
Talk now? Are you saying anything?
He didn't get to finish casting his spell though. Would let us understand it.
Yeah, I stopped him.
Saying.
Yeah. So thrashed bear hugging him sort of stopped him from being able to cast his spell. So he was never able to finish it. But he's like struggling against her and trying to like he's putting her hands like on her face and trying to like push her off. And he's like, go. Yeah.
Come on, man. This is childish
Patch
as
just
fuck.
kind of gonna shake his head, and sort of make his way past Drambalis and clamber over next to Jim Jar and just like put a hand on his shoulder, leaning down, and just be like, "I hope you're feeling better, buddy." And cast Cure Wounds on him at first level, and then give the extra healing to Lady Verena.
All right. So
Just while she's doing her
Cool.
thing.
I'll let you add the hit points to him, and he's like, everything all right up there? Looks like sounds like you're having a bit of a party.
8 for Jim Jar, and then
I'm kind of upset that you didn't invite me.
7 for Lady Verena.
No, but really, just looking at the damage done on the boat here, I think it's going to take a little bit of time to fix it.
Yeah, I think so too. We might be here a little while. We should probably set camp.
He sort of looks around and he's like, hope there's not more of these things around. What do you think they wanted? They're trying to drag people off?
Food, slaves, I don't know.
You're right. And I guess there was a reason why I never travelled on the Dark Lake.
Yeah.
Those things were goddamn terrifying.
And my starry form only lasts for 10 minutes. I think after all this stuff's gone down, it's probably wearing off. That's why I wanted to go and do that spell before it did.
Yep. Okay.
I'm not glowing anymore.
What do you just want to do with Plupapine? He's sort of a bit upset at this point.
Well, now that Thrash has got him well and truly restrained and he's had a second to be a childish moron, Thrash is gonna look at him like as if she were talking, you know, when your dog does something stupid and you're sort of saying to your dog, like, she's gonna look at him and be like, right, do we see the consequence of our actions? So I'm gonna put you down now, and you are going to cease being childish and stupid, or I put you in air jail again, because that is very easy for me to do. Do you understand me? And then she's gonna roll intimidation.
Alright.
I'd just like to point out that he was kind of reacting to Lady Verena impersonating his dead child.
Yeah, no, but he was still being a little bit annoying. Thrash isn't good yet. She's still a little
I know.
self-serving. But yeah, 24.
Alright. Okay, he sort of calms down a little bit as you put him down, and he goes back to leaning on the railing as you put him down, sort of holding his chest. Coughs up a little bit more blood. What do you want to do?
If I am able to get his attention at all in some sort of manner, I'm going to like cough as if I'm like potentially ill, and then just drop down on the deck as if I'm passed out.
Alright. Give me a performance check, I suppose.
Okay.
I don't know if this is the correct use of performance, but it doesn't get used enough, so let's
Yeah, no,
let's do it.
it kind of is, yeah.
With bless.
Alright. How long does Bless
that'll be
last
getting
for?
close.
Someone
That would be getting close to running out too if my
Someone look up
fire
Bless.
gone.
30 years. No takesies backsies.
1 minute.
1 minute, I was long gone.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's probably gone. It's
Bless
13.
is gone, so 13. Okay, no worries. Alright, you collapse down on the deck, and as you collapse down, you see his eyes go like glazed over again, and he jumps down to his knees next to you and reaches out and like tries to cradle your head. Proper bud. Give me butt.
Just gonna reach my fishy hand up to hold his face, and I'm just gonna say, Lima Gugun, and then just pretend to pass out properly.
Well played.
Very nice.
He sort of gently puts your head down on the deck, and he looks up towards you, Tranbalas, because you're right there next to him, and he slowly puts his hands up and touches his throat, and then puts his hands up again.
Yeah, sure. I'd slowly nod at him. Like, yep. I'll probably say it. He'd be like, yep, okay.
Alright, and he starts the incantation again, and he touches his throat. What happened?
What's the last thing you remember?
I remember seeing her. He looks back down towards Verena on the ground, who now looks like Blopopod. And then darkness. I heard the sound of crackling energy. I thought that Limagugun had come to take me. When I came up, I saw this battle. I did what I could. Please be merciful on me.
You are welcome to stay with us as long as you can keep yourself behaved. There is no Limagugun here, I can assure you. We have fled from Limagugun.
We should find the Deep Father and offer ourselves to him.
Haha, that's
That is-
a fucking horrible idea. Are you
Yeah,
crazy?
no, that's not gonna happen. We're
As-
going to get out of here, go
He
get
reaches
help,
down
and then I'm coming back to kill the Deep Father.
We're following the stars to find the Star Warden, remember?
Roll for initiative.
Oh god. Come on, man.
Alright.
This is getting old real quick.
15.
15.
Alright.
Lady Verena with a 20.
Because as you say that you're going to come back and kill the Deep Father, you see his eyes go from glazed over to focused on you, Patch, and he starts to jump up from where he is. And first person. Well, I mean, I was just seeing how this pans out first, but this is how this is going to pan out. So, first person on the combat tracker here is actually Jimjar. What does Jimjar do?
What do you reckon he would do? This guy looks like he's about to attack me.
I would say Jimjar more than likely would ready in action.
Yeah, cool. So, I guess he'd ready in action with his crossbow, which he still has. He just
I
slung
would
it over his
say
shoulder.
he would ready in action to try and grab Pluplepine at the moment because he doesn't know.
He'll move around here and be in a position to try and grab him if he tries to go at anyone.
He's not sure yet if you guys would want to kill him or not, so he sort of makes his way over there as this conversation's happening, and as you say that, all of a sudden Pluplepine lurches up and starts to move towards you. Lady Verena, you're right next to him. What do you do?
I'm just gonna try and throw myself off the boat.
Okay, so you're lying down there.
Yeah, in a way that kind of seems like as if I rolled off, but there's no way I could have rolled off because there's like a barrier. So I've kind of just got up and then thrown off. Oh, true. Then I'm just gonna roll off. As if I've been pushed off in this motion of his and splash into the water.
Okay.
The irony, because he was going to push you off. We saved you. Then he's talking. Now you jump off anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You roll off the side of the boats. Patch. You see him coming at you.
Is he within 5 feet?
I'd say he's 10 feet.
Yeah, I'm just going to step forward and smack him in the face with my mace and tell him to sit the fuck down.
Roll the hit.
Alright.
That was very unpatch-like.
Yeah, Patch is still shitty, man. He might have calmed down, but he's still not happy with how things are going.
That's a hit.
Alright.
Holy shit.
Going to do non-lethal bludgeoning damage for 5.
5 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage. Alright, no dramas at all. You smack him in the face, but it's not enough to stop him.
Alright, in that case, bonus actions. What do I got left? Not a hell of a lot.
You see all of a sudden...
Oh, yeah, I do.
And
then I'm just going to smile at him and disappear. I am invisible.
Okay. No problem.
And then, having only moved 5 feet, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there.
All right.
While invisible.
Okay, no problem.
That was our hidden step, a Furbolg racial ability, for those that were listening along at home to that one.
Talk to us about that. How long does that last?
Just until my next turn, I believe. Just double checking. Yep, till the start of my next turn, I attack or deal damage or force a saving throw. Once per short rest, I can do it.
No problem. You smash him in the face with your mace, and he still lunges towards you. You go invisible, and he reaches out to try and grab you, and he misses, and he falls over the deck and off the side of the deck. And as he does so, Jimjar sort of reaches down and sort of grabs him, restraining him down on the ground. All right, nice move. Let's continue this. It's now going to be Jimjar's turn.
You skip Thrash
what
and
about
him.
me?
Oh, Thrash. No,
yeah, and I'm not in the combat either.
Oh, aren't you? You roll for initiative here, buddy. Okay. Add you to
I
the
did,
list.
yeah. Right.
Now you're there. Okay, so Thrash, then Drumbalis.
Okay. Thrash is almost stunned for a second. Like, this is the most violent that she's, like, literally ever seen, Patch. And that was sadistic. Like, you did tell him to sit the fuck down. And
Yeah,
she's
he's
a
got
little
a taste of
surprised.
blood now.
Yeah, she was a little surprised because she was like, that's something I would do. I don't like that very much. But then she's going to ignore it because she's like, this is kind of good because we've got another thrashy bashy person. This is great. And she's going to see Jim Jar trying to pin him. And she's going to walk over and she's going to sort of tap him on the shoulder and be like, I got this, buddy. And then she's going to pick him up and put him in air jail.
Alright, roll that grapple again.
Air jail.
Yeah. Can I assume I'm still raging?
Been a while.
Probably
I'm
not.
pissed off.
Well, I mean, you
Fair
can
enough,
you can
but-
enter another rage.
Can
I
I
don't know,
use
last
my
minute.
Can I use my
Yeah.
exhaustion rage because I'm pissed off and I get an extra rage when I'm exhausted when I justify why I'm pissed off, and at the moment I'm pissed off because he keeps annoying me and Verena keeps falling off the fucking side of the boat.
Sure thing. Absolutely.
Awesome. I'm not fucking saving her again. Awesome. That's an 18 to hit on the grapple.
I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be enough here. Let's roll that anyway. Yep, that's enough. You grab him again and you lift him up off the ground.
I told you this would happen, buddy. Did you not listen? I said, you do this again, I put you in air jail again. It's really not that hard, and I'm the dumb one in the party. I can comprehend.
Just do it. Finish it.
Finish what?
Kill me. Kill me.
Wow. No.
He
There's no way I'm doing that.
spits in your face. Kill me, damn it. Kill me.
Now, Patch, despite you not being able to see this because it's invisible, his face is now wrinkled in confusion that you don't want to kill him.
Eh. I'm not killing you. That would be worthless and a waste of life, and that's just totally unnecessary in this given moment. Like, I get that your kid kind of died. It's kind of sad. I'm gonna level with you. My parents died. That's kind of sad. But look at me. I'm still here, bashing people. This is what we have to live for. We find small things in life and we aspire to do them, and this is why we keep living. Is this the way my mother would have wanted me to live? Possibly not. But you've got to find the little things in life that you live for, and killing people is my thing. I'm sure we can find you something. We can get into cross-stitch or something. Like, come on, man. Like,
I feel like Thrash should just have the inspiring leader feat. The amount of speeches like that she gives.
I've nothing left. I've nothing left to live for but my devotion to the deep father. I will give my life. She was my last one.
see,
The only
again,
one
I
that
say,
survived. What do you want from me? What do
why
you
don't
want?
you be devoted to yourself? Self-care is important. As I said, we can find some things. We'll find you a thing. My thing is killing people. I just went through this. Why don't we find you something? We can get you into macrame. There's tons of rope on this boat. You can macrame. Macrame is great.
Do you have... I don't know what macrame is. Do you have any other weapons on you at all?
Yeah, I have lots of daggers on me. On my hilt.
Reaches for one of the daggers on your belt.
Sick. I'm going to backflip and pile drive him.
Backflip, pile drive him.
Backflip and pile drive.
Into the water.
No, into the boat.
He's on the boat.
But it's more of a concussive pile drive than a defensive pile drive.
Tell me what the hell a concussive pile drive is.
I
Much
don't
like
like
a
it.
normal pile drive, except when their head hits the ground and their neck snaps, you stop that from happening.
Oh, right.
Yes, we don't neck step.
So
I
you want
protect the
to
ricochet.
what are you aiming for here? To knock this guy
There are no
unconscious?
physics. You know what? I'm gonna change my mind. I'm just gonna headbutt him really hard. I feel like that'd render him unconscious, eh? I feel like that'd do it.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
And look,
What is that? What am I rolling to hit?
don't worry about it. Between all of you and this just one fish person, you guys can render him unconscious at some point anyway. So
Awesome.
you headbutt him in the face, and that seems to be the last you see. His eyes go unfocused, and he collapses down onto the deck of the boat. And the dagger that he pulled from your belt goes clanging across the deck. And that has come to an end for the time being. So
Patch will become visible again.
Patch becomes visible, and he becomes visible as a level 5 character.
Yeah. So
Second attack.
you might notice that Patch is, quite a lot angrier than he used to be. And you might have guessed where this is going. Thrash is no longer the only barbarian in the party.
Yes!
I'm taking a level in Barb.
Woo!
You're happy about this?
I'm so excited!
I thought you'd be so annoyed.
No, I'm not annoyed at all. I'm stoked.
That's great. All right, so I'm going to roll a great big D12 for my hit dice right now. Because I've been rolling manual.
Alright,
here it goes.
So I need to roll that as well, actually. So what did you get? A 7?
Yeah.
So for those people who don't know, when we level up in Out of the Abyss, I get the players to roll their hit dice, and I roll it as well, and they can choose which one they want to have. And usually they do the right thing and choose the lower one. So I rolled a 5, so we're going to go ahead and lock in that 5.
Absolutely not. I'll take 7.
Alright, we'll lock in that 5. Awesome.
Yep.
That's great. You know what?
Applying 7 extra hit points.
You can all level up. Let's all have some fun.
Yay!
John Ballas and Verena level up as well. Why not? You guys earned it. Grace, you're taking a level in
Barbarian.
Barbarian. That's what I was going to say.
Barbarian.
All right. So Barbarian hit dice.
Yep.
12.
D12. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead
Roll
and roll
a
your one.
20-sided die. Oh no, that was 20. Roll a 12-sided dice. Siri doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Do you want?
Can someone roll that for me twice? Oh wait, no, it's on the side of my screen. What is wrong with me?
Yeah. Whatever it is that's wrong with me as well, because my brain ain't working tonight. So, roll a d12.
What'd you get?
No, I'm asking you first. You roll it first.
No, I'm asking you first.
Nope.
I'm asking you first.
Nope. I want you to roll that d12, and I want to know what you rolled.
Well, I got an 11.
Okay.
Did you get a 12? If you got a 12, I'm taking it.
I got an 8.
Okay, well, I'm taking the 11.
Taking
then.
11. All right.
And guess what?
No.
What?
To be even more annoying, my speed increases by an extra 10.
Haha, which means that you get even more movement with your tabaxi thing, right?
Yep. So
your
that's
base movement-
45. 135 when I use all 3 of my movements together.
Jesus.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So 45 feet of movement.
All right. So hold person is a good spell for you. John Ballas. Talk to us about a level 5 John Ballas. What does that look like?
Well, it'd be a D6 for starters because he's going to stay in. Probably take another couple of slots in Wizard.
Okay. All right.
Say that much. So, I think the whole Tempest of the cleric thing was mainly to get just a couple of little extra tricks up his sleeve. But from here on in, it's all wizardry.
Okay.
So to speak, as he continues his journey from his arcade school seeking a bit of a religious figure in his history. A saint-like figure is all I'm going to say at the moment. So that's going to get a little bit interesting. But as far as character build goes, a couple of extra spells at this point. Nothing more overly fancy than what we got now.
All right. Roll a d6 for me.
Mm-hmm. 3 in the middle.
All right. Let's have a look here. Oh, look at that.
If you could get a 6 for me, it would be great. Oh, there we go. We've got a choice between a 3 and a 3.
But whose 3 are you going to take? Mine or yours?
Oh, I'll take yours, mate. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. How about we add them together and make it 6?
Why, thank you. No, I don't think that's how it works.
Damn it.
Let's
try.
But let's try. All right. So briefly, what does a level 5 Verena look like?
Another level in Artificer.
A level in Artificer,
Yeah.
of course. And what does a level 5 Artificer look like? What do they get?
Extra attack.
Extra attack. Yay! I know you really wanted that. So
Yeah.
I thought about it,
That's
and
what I wanted.
I felt bad if I was going to level up 2 characters and not the other characters. So I decided just to let's give you guys a little bit of a reward before I punish
Kill
you.
us all.
But we bring this scene to a close, and I'm just going to move things along here. You take a little bit of time to make the repairs on the boat. So, is anyone proficient with woodworking, for starters?
I have proficiencies. You've asked me at the wrong time. Where's the thing? Proficiencies. I have jewelers, smiths, thieves, and tinker's tools, and I can make a set of tools if I have an hour's worth of time.
And you have
And
proficiency?
that I'm proficient in. Yeah.
Alright, so I'll probably get you to make this check, and does someone want to aid with this as Verena goes about repairing the boat? I'll tell you what, with that, along with the casting of mending, that 600 people in this party can cast, you do enough to be able to repair the damage on the boat after a couple of hours, and you guys are able to push off and head back on your way. But a couple of things. Couple of things we have to go over first. First of all, I need to know what you guys are going to do with Flipperbean.
I think we're best off tying him up at this point.
Tie him up to the mast.
Yeah. Someone would have had to have thrown clothes overboard for Verena so that she can change back. Drop her Kuatoa visage. And then she would have tried to have talked Flipperbean down.
Okay, so he's unconscious at the moment. He's going to be unconscious for a good 4 hours because I rolled that. That out. So he's down and out for the count, but he'll be up in 4 hours. I just want to know. So generally speaking, you're going to be restraining him below deck, I'm assuming. Yep.
No, he's tied to the mast.
Okay, so there's no mast. There's no mast because there's no wind in the Underdark.
He's going to be gently restrained. And I'm more than happy to spend some time, watching over him, making sure that he's okay when he does come to.
Okay, alright, no worries. And last thing I need to know is when you guys continue on, what's the heading here?
Oh, we're going for that matching up with the stars, aren't we?
Alright, awesome.
Or that location that were of the misalignment of the stars that were they missing on the map, or the reverse? Sorry, we could see them in the cave of the roof, but not the roof of the cave, but not on the map. So that's what we're heading for. Is that
so now
gap, right?
With this map, Drunbalis and Patch, I imagine you guys are particularly interested in finding this. You guys have the most vested interest. So you push off, and after a certain amount of time, and you start heading on your way, coordinating what you know from your star map and comparing it to the map that you got from Pluplapine, I need you to roll a survival check,
Cool.
and I want you to do it with advantage.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
On it. This is me, yes, rolling this.
Yeah, go ahead. Whoever, I don't care. Let's just see
19.
26.
Alright, so
One shy of a nat 20.
beautiful. Between the two of you, and let's bring this up for everyone to see in my notes,
Right.
you guys are able to get a bit of an idea of where this is sort of taking you, and I'll bring it up for you guys. No, that was the wrong button. Let me do that again. Force open by players. There we go. To close that. Let's have a bit of a look here. So if you turn your attention towards the map that I just opened for you guys, so we know where Slubladop is on the right hand side there.
Finding it. Yes.
With Jim Jar's assistance, you're able to pretty much figure out where Gracklestag is. If you look all the way on the western portion of the map, if you follow that little line from Slubladop towards the west, and you just continue following it west, you see there's a location that's spelt Gracklastudop. That's Gracklestag. That's where you guys were heading originally. But if you go back from there towards the east, and then follow the line down to a place called... Wait, where is it?
Bluplude?
Let me have a look here. I just going to need to make sure I got the right one. I think we're looking for... Yeah, that's it there. Goob Durapple.
Yep, I see it. Little triangle, little diamond with a dot in the middle of it.
That's right. So let me just bring up my DM's version so I make sure that I'm getting the right spot here. So Goob Durapple is where you need to be heading. Yeah? You are currently not far out of Slubladop. You're only a day out, so you are somewhere towards the south of Stoompaplood.
Yep.
So you estimate that it'll take you about 3 or 4 days to reach where that is.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wait, is that right? Have I got the right location here? Sorry, it's a bit confusing even for me. Oh no, that's not correct. Sorry, I gave you the wrong coordinates there. So if you go directly to the north from there, there's Stoompulplap, what you said before, Mark, I believe. Stoompulplap.
No, that's not the one I said before. That's the one.
Okay.
It's north of that.
Yeah, it's directly towards the north of where I just told you. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit confused.
Stoompulplap.
Stoompulplap. That should take you around about 2 to 3 days from where you are, something like that.
Yep.
So that's where you're heading?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm just going to move things ahead here a little bit.
Have we been told what the legend means, like what the symbols mean at all? Has that been decoded?
It's not really been discussed yet, no.
Okay.
It seems to me like each one is the name of a place and each has a different symbol.
I more mean the crosses that are in the sea. In the
yes.
lake, like, are they to avoid? Because if they're to avoid, we're kind of have to go through one of them.
Yeah, there's nothing on the map that even indicates that. So, yeah, we kind of got to go through one or the other, don't we?
Yeah, so, yeah, I remember Jim Jar sort of told you guys that he was surprised that he even had a map in the first place. It's not really something that they tend to do, so those crosses could mean anything without someone to tell you exactly what they are.
So maybe we can interrogate Pluplepine later when he wakes up and he's tied up.
I do like interrogating.
Yeah, you know, threaten / offer him a debt, you know, like a quick death if he tells us.
But for all intents and purposes, you know where you're heading, and with your survival checks before, I'm just going to roll those over for the next couple of days. You're able to sort of make your way there, and
Excellent.
I'm going to say, so I know how far this is.
So can I assume we've long rested while
Yes.
this is all happening?
Give yourself a long
So
rest.
can I roll?
We can assume that at some point.
check?
Yes, so you'll have to actually make that check twice if you're unsuccessful in the first one. So
All
give
good.
me a Constitution save.
Saving through.
And Patch will at some point have made sure to give himself advantage on his next
this
initiative
luck
check.
is rotten.
Ew. I
Yeah.
can give you
I
guidance.
can't win.
What did you get?
Guidance.
Yes, I can win.
There
I
you
can. Hell yeah.
go.
All right.
9 for the first one and 21 for the second. Yeah.
I'm going to assume that Thrash gave you guidance for the first one, so roll a d4 for me. You rolled a 9.
Yeah.
11.
DC 11. So on your first, after your first rest, the symptoms start to reside, and you start feeling a lot better.
Excellent.
On the third day of travel, I imagine Patch, with his 300 feet of dark vision, is probably the first person to see this. You start to approach a body of land. An island, some might call it, in the English language, rather than a body of land, which is a dumb thing to say.
Aw.
You know when you're a DM and you try and over-describe things?
Yes.
So you start to approach this island on the edge of your dark vision. It's got a shore made up of these like tiny little pebbles that you can see when you begin to approach. And as you get closer and closer, when you're about 150 feet out or something like that, Patch, you start to see what appears to be like a pyramid, about 150 feet or so away from the shore. And as you draw
So we're
closer-
150 feet from the shore and the pyramids on the island?
So you're 150 feet away, it's 150 feet away, yeah? So you're 150 feet away from the shore, and it is 150 feet further away. So as you get to within 100 feet of the shore, and closer and closer, this pyramid starts to come into view.
Alright.
And
Hey guys.
it appears to be a singular building, 60 feet tall, 80 feet tall, something like that.
Ooh.
Ominous. Grey.
Hey guys, there's a building ahead. It looks kind of scary. Big thing with triangles. It's black stone. Something doesn't look like we probably want to go there. Do we know if this is like our destination or if this is still a little bit before it?
For all, as far as you can tell, with the information that you have available to you at the time, this is where you were heading.
Okay. Ooh. I might have been wrong, guys. This looks scary, but this looks like the place.
Would I recognize it?
Can you see it yet?
Don't know.
It's a long way from, like, so if we were 150
As-
feet out from the coast, it's 150 feet on land.
As you're describing this, you send your bat familiar out to fly around it, I'm assuming. And
You know what? I'm just going to give everyone my 300 feet of dark vision so they can see it.
Oh, that certainly makes it easy.
You fly your bat familiar around it, and as the bat familiar gets closer towards it, you can see that it's not actually a flat, straight pyramid. It's not like the pyramids of Giza, for instance, where it's just a straight pyramidal shape. It's like a step pyramid, and the reason why it looked like just a normal pyramid, as you approached, you realize now that it's because it's covered from the tip all the way down to the base in like these thick webs, which gives it the appearance of just smooth pyramid shape. And as your bat comes back around, you can see there's a spot at the base of the pyramid where the webbing has been torn away, about 10 feet wide, something like that. And yeah, that's sort of what you see without any checks. And the boat sort of comes to a sliding stop on the pebbles of the shore.
Well, Thrash is gonna turn to Jimjar. She's gonna be like, do those look at all familiar to you? Because they're kind of looking very familiar to me.
Jimjar walks up to the front of the boat. He's like looking out. He's like, yeah, it looks just like giant spider webs.
And you know what giant spider webs mean?
Giant spiders?
Looks back towards Verena for a second, and then looks back towards you again. He's like, yeah, I know what that means. Or at least
So
I know what it might mean. Drone Ballas,
I'm beginning to think I should have let her fall off the side of.
Can I get a history check, Drone Ballas, from you?
Sure.
Just as Jimjar like turns to look at Verena, Verena's currently scratching her like gadget, her spider face. Gadget has now been turned into a spider.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That's such bad timing.
Gadget.
Such bad timing.
Drone Ballas, you
24.
have seen this before. In your studies on this particular subject, you saw murals depicting various scenes, and one of these scenes was a representation of a stepped pyramid.
I'm certain this is the place we need to go.
I'm certain I'm not going in there. No way in flaming hell.
Well,
I would rather eat my arm off.
Patch, as a character, probably has no fucking clue what's in there. Me, as a player, is a little bit terrified. There's only one thing I know of that lives in the Underdark and hangs out around ziggurat-style pyramids. They have face tentacles and they eat brains.
We must go in and look. I'll go by myself if I must.
Oh, no, that's not happening. I'll come too.
This I have seen in my studies.
This is where the map led to, so maybe
There
we can
was-
find something here to help us against this Limagugoon fella.
There was a saint-like figure in our religion known as the Star Warden. It indicates that he was entombed amongst the stone and that the stars would be his guide. I believe this is no coincidence.
Interesting.
This is my purpose and my course.
Well then,
I mean-
guess we have to go in.
I'm happy to go in there, but I just want to point out from past experience, generally where the spider webs There's large spiders, and generally where there's large spiders, there's bitches with tentacle rods who torture you for hours on end.
Oh, you
So-
mean drow?
Well,
Yeah.
we already got the tentacle rod lady here. She's no more tentacle rod,
Oh,
so
that's a
yeah,
good
don't have
but
to
point.
there's
worry
more.
about that.
But there's more of them. That she's not the only one. There's multiple. There's the dude
So,
who set me
well then,
free.
hang on,
There's
hang
like
on.
a few others.
I have an idea. Lady Verena,
Oh, yes.
Y-
What?
do you recognize this place? Could there be drow inside?
Yes. I have been here once, not for a little while, and the years kind of all muddled together, but I'm sure my appearance will be quite welcomed.
So you think they don't know whatever happened back in whatever place that was that you guys were?
Valve.
Valkenville. Sorry, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Well then, I guess maybe you take the lead and we play servant?
That sounds exactly how I proposed earlier. You guys will be my loyal servants, my loyal prisoners, one might say. I won't take
Well,
anything off you. You can have
My-
all
my
your armor,
thinking
all
is-
your armaments.
My thinking is servants like vassal type things, so we don't have to be like bound or anything.
Oh no, you don't have to be bound.
Mercenaries.
You
Hired
keep-
mercenaries.
you
I
keep
can
everything-
do that very well.
Yes, you'll be mercenaries, but I don't think you know this, but in this society we don't really care for mercenaries, we care for slaves. So, when I talk about you, you will be my slaves. Obviously you won't be, but for this purpose you will be my slaves, and I will bring us in there, we'll see how things go. If we get a hostile reception, then pull out the guns.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Fine.
And we've got like an hour before you guys can't see as far as me anymore. Maybe a little bit less now, so we should probably hurry it up.
All right, and I'll stay here and look after Plooper Bean.
No,
Oh.
no,
Oh,
Madu.
oh.
If
Well,
I'm
I-
Jim
fucking
Jar, that's a
going
good
there,
idea.
you're going in
Oh,
there
well,
too.
No,
thank you for
look.
saying that's a good idea. Oh, no problem, Jim Jar. You're not
Jim
only
Jar,
incredibly
it's-
intelligent, but you're also really handsome. Oh, why, thank you.
Jim
I really
Jar,
appreciate it. At least there's someone on this boat who has a modicum of decorum.
Jim Jar.
I don't want to go
I
in
was
there.
gonna say that I agree with Jim Jar because he can stay here and take care of Bark as well. I don't want him coming in there.
Well, I'm in on the boat then too. Yeah, that's a great idea, Thrash. I know, fucking awesome idea. High five, fist bump, bang.
Actually, yeah,
Staying on the boat
that's
too.
a good
Hey,
idea.
Thrash,
So Thrash
I-
and I will stay here and we'll look after
I
Plooper
didn't
Bean.
know
Great
you would be
idea.
so scared,
Go
Thrash.
in the big, scary pyramid.
It's almost
thought
like
you were
I
the
am
brave
not
one.
scared. I am not scared. I'm apprehensive. There's a massive difference.
So it'll be okay then. We need
It is
you. If
normal
you
to
don't come with
experience
us,
fear.
we aren't coming out alive. You know that.
Oh, you're not coming out alive regardless with her here, for the record.
Well, there's more of us, and I kind of feel like it's been a while now that we've been traveling together, and she's kind of more than proven that she's not trying to kill us anymore.
Fine, I'll come in with you, but if she starts anything, I get the last kill. And she looks at
Okay.
Drumbelos and Patch, and she's like, "I'm holding you to that, though. It's mine. The last kill's mine." And then she's gonna take Cleaver and walk inside, and she'll be like, "Jim Jar, if I die, you can have Cleaver."
Yes.
Patch sort of like looked at the ground a little bit of that, and she's like,
Oh, right. Yes.
All right, let's go.
Patch, buddy.
Yeah.
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a nail and he flicks it over towards you. Bing.
A nail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's that for?
catch it.
What's that?
Oh, just a
catch it.
gentleman's bet. Nothing to be worried about at all.
And why weren't the gentlewomen involved in it? I like hedging bets.
Oh, it's just it was a personal thing between between
Because
Patch and I.
because that would imply that you're gentle, and you're not. So, you know.
With that,
Semantics.
Verena's just gonna like eye her, like dead eye her, and then just go to slap her.
She'll catch her hand.
Dear.
All right.
So a single
Can
nail
we roll
from
for
Jim
that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
you get
fine.
To, you get to have.
Are we
a
gonna
nail.
roll contested athletics?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome.
If you want.
I got a plus
sure.
6 now. 25.
I doubt. Yeah, you're not going to be able to beat that. You just don't have the strength for it. It's not even possible.
Unless I had
With
a nat
-2.
20.
And that 20 would do it,
Well,
but no.
these are checks. So,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
no, yeah, you go to slap her, and she grabs you by the wrist and holds it. Holds it there.
Interesting. Who could have foreseen this? Definitely not me. I mean, you know.
And with that, she's just gonna pull her hand, hopefully pulling Thrash.
I'm not
the
letting
momentum.
go of it.
No, so she's gonna
I'm
pull her
staying
with
right
the momentum, and
No.
with that momentum, she's gonna quickly turn her head and give her a little kiss on the cheek.
Roll a sleight of hand.
No, I'm gonna.
Going to resist this? Or are you going to?
No, you can have advantage if you
Okay,
want.
sure. That's better.
Much better.
Jim Jar doesn't notice this happening. He's like, "Oh my God, can you two just stop arguing? It's getting old." As he makes his way back below deck to keep his eye on Pluplepine. This happens
Right.
on the deck of the boat. I imagine Drone Ballas and Patch are probably already on the shore.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Patch would have, made sure that Bark knew he'd be back soon and to stay with Jim Jar and do what Jim Jar says.
Bark is still behaving differently towards you now.
Oh fuck.
And I imagine Thrash and Verena sort of have this moment and then put their hands on the railing and both sort of
Jump off.
leap off the side of the railing, and you land down on the shore and the pebbles crunch beneath your boots, and Gadget jumps down beside you as well, and you all start making your way towards this pyramid, and we pan across behind the 5 of you now with Gadget, and we look up towards the pyramid as you're approaching it, and we just see you look so tiny against the massive facade of this ominous building, surrounded by these mountainous stalagmites and stalactites of the Underdark. That's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Wasn't a clip. I'm so
awesome.
proud of you.
Yay!
And the next
Great.
one's live.
Yeah.